So first of all, thank you everyone for joining this Gita Gyan from ISKCON Sheshadripuram temple, and a very good morning to all. So moving on. So let's pray at the lotus feet of Lord Jagannath. Chaturbhuja Jagannath Kantha Shobhita Kaustubha Padmanabho Veda Garabha Chandra Surya Vilochana Jagannatha Lokanatho Niladrisha Parohari Dinabandhu Daya Sindhu Kripalu Jana Rakshaka जगन्नाथ बलभद्र सुभद्रा माई की जय, सुदर्शन चक्र राज की जय. Now let's pray to Srila Prabhupada. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशे तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So welcome to chapter 11. As every devotee knows here that we are going through chapter 11, the universal form. And today we will be talking about the verse 18, in which Arjuna says, Tvam aksharam paramam vedi tavyam, tvam asya vishwasya param nidhanam, tvam avya shashvat dharma gopta sanatanastvam purusho mato me. So he says, you are the supreme primal objective. You are the ultimate resting place of all this universe. You are inexhaustible and you are the oldest. You are the maintainer of the eternal religion, the personality of Godhead. This is my opinion. So Arjuna goes ahead and talks about his opinion, when we have been seeing in past few days that he has been talking about all the things that he is seeing at present in Krishna's universal form. So before we go ahead and elaborate on this topic, so if any Prabhujis or Matajis want to talk, recite this verse and the translation, please go ahead, please.
Tvam aksharam paramam veditavyam, tvamasya vishwasya param nidhanam, tvamavyaya shvashvadharma gopta, sanatanatvam purusho mato me. You are the supreme primal objective. You are the ultimate resting place of all this universe. You are inexhaustible, and you are the oldest. You are the maintainer of the eternal religion, the personality of Godhead. This is my opinion. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Madhuri Pranam. Thank you so much. So now here Arjuna says that we'll go a topic, word by word, so that it's very clear to understand what all things Arjuna talks in which part of the shloka. So when Arjuna says Tvam aksharam paramam vedi tavyam, that means Arjuna's. Give me a second, just a second, okay. So here Arjuna says Tvam aksharam paramam vedi tavyam. So with this, Arjuna means that whatever is to be known in this world, whether we talk of all the Vedas that we have, all the Shastras that we have, all the Smritis that we have, all the Puranas that we have, and all the literature that has been written by our past Acharyas, in everything of this, if at all anything has to be known, it is Krishna. Because Krishna is the crux of the entire spirituality. If we remove Krishna, like if we remove the spirit from spirituality, the only thing that the residue that remains, the residue that remains, it's only rituals. So rituals, by following rituals, we cannot reach Krishna. If we want to reach Krishna, we have to be spiritual. So that spirit has to be attached, and that spirit is Krishna. Without Krishna, nothing happens. And the same thing Arjuna also talks about in the further part of the shloka. So here Arjuna means that whatever it is, in nutshell, Krishna is the only thing that we have to know. And the same thing Krishna would repeat again in 15th chapter, where Krishna says, Vedaischa sarvarahameva vedaha vedant krit vedvideva chaham. He says, I am the compiler and I am the knower of all the Vedas. And in all the Vedas, what is to be known is I. So that means Krishna is the ultimate whom we should know, whom we should consider. Apart from doing everything else, if Krishna is lost, that means in our life everything is lost. So so there is an example, beautiful example. If you have read Bhagavatam, so there is a Leela where there would be a lot of Brahmanas doing yajna. So when Krishna would go to his field with his cows, so he would feel hungry one day. So he would say to his friends that please go and get some food from the nearby Brahmanas, those are doing yajna. So when his friends would go, then those Brahmanas would say, no, we are busy doing yajna and you just get lost from here. And they just come back feeling very bad. But when Krishna tells again, this time when you go, don't go to them, go to their wives. So when these friends go to their wives, they get very cherished, they will get very happy, and they offer food to Lord Krishna. So they get benediction from Krishna, but those Brahmanas who have been performing yajnas from n number of years, they get devoid of that benediction. So this is a Leela which happened in a place known as Bhartod Bihari, which is a bit outskirt of Vrindavan. On the way to Mathura, there is a place known as Mayapuri. There's a hospital there. So if you want, you can visit the next time you go. So the name of the place is Bhartod Bihari. So this means that even if you are a scholar, that doesn't guarantee that you will get Krishna. But if you are very, very much with obsession, only dedicated to Krishna, you will get Krishna. For getting Krishna, we don't have to be a scholar, we don't have to be a pandit, and we don't have to be anything. We have to just dedicate ourselves to Krishna. So that means Krishna is the only thing that should be known. Tvam aksharam paramam veditavyam. Now, Arjuna goes there and says, Tvam asya vishwasya param nidhanam. Krishna says, for this entire universe, you are the only shelter. Means you are the ultimate shelter, only shelter. Without you, this universe would not exist. So when we would talk about the Mahapralay that happens, right, when even Brahmaji gets dissolved. So when Mahapralay happens, when everything gets dissolved, where does it get dissolved? The question is, and the answer is, it's Krishna. Everything gets dissolved in Krishna. And when we talk of Mahasarga, when the creation happens again, so where does the creation happens? From Krishna. So you see the beginning and the end, everything is Krishna. And in the middle, as we say, Krishna is a protector, Krishna is a maintainer, where as Arjuna would say, in the middle also Krishna is there. So that means Tvam asya vishwasya param nidhanam. This entire universe without Krishna would not exist. And as I said, in the middle, even Krishna talks about this in the 9th chapter, when he says that Maya dakshen prakriti suyate sacharacharam. That this entire universe gets maintained with my forces, with my signals. Without that, this nature also cannot work on its own. So that means the entire Prakriti, entire nature works on the basis, on the commands of Krishna. And going ahead, then Arjuna says, Tvam avyaha. So this word means inexhaustible, means getting devoid of resources. So which happens with us, right? But the same thing doesn't happen with Krishna. So that's why if you see the translation, it is written as you are inexhaustible. Okay, Krishna has a lot of resources. When the creation starts, It doesn't mean that, okay, he had 10 sacks of cement and he used 9 sacks of cement for creation and he's left with only 1 sack. That doesn't mean. He has ample amount. That's why Ishopanishad says, Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnmaduchyate Purnasya Purnmadaya Purnamevavashishyate. He is so complete that even after what comes out of it, him is also complete, and what is left is also complete. So Krishna in himself is always complete. There is no doubt about that. That's why Arjuna says that he is inexhaustible. Now, if you talk about this word Shashvat Dharma Gopta, okay, before that we'll talk about this, the last part of the shloka, Sanatastvam Purusho Matome. So Arjuna says that you are inexhaustible and you are the oldest, right? Why he says he is the oldest? Because we might remember, if we put a bit of force on our brains. So we have already studied at the end of 3rd chapter, in the beginning of 4th chapter, where Krishna tells that this knowledge that I'm giving you is not the first time that I'm giving you. I have already given it to Sun God. So that concept Arjuna remembers, unlike us, right? We forget what happened, what was taught in chapter 1, we forget. And that's the reason, again, after 18 chapters are completed, we have to again revisit Dharam Kshetre, Kurukshetre, Samveta, Yutsava, Mamaka, Pandavascha, Kim Kurvat Sanjay. We have to revisit. But Arjuna didn't want, because he remembered the concepts that have been told to him, right? So from there, he understood that concept and he remembered, and that's the same thing he's repeating here. Sanatastvam Purusho Matome, that you are the oldest, you are the eternal, you are there from the beginning, right? Now this word, when he talks about Shashvat Dharma Gopta, he means you are the eternal maintainer and the protector of this entire religion, right? As in Bhagavatam it is said, Yada yada hi dharmasya shayo vridhasya papmanah tadatu bhagavani shaha atmanam srijate hari. And the same thing has been told in Bhagavad Gita as well. Ki yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharatah abhyuttanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamaham paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma sansthapanartaya sambhavami yuge yuge. The same thing has been repeated in Ramayana. It's Ramayana also, where in Ramayana it is said, Jab jab hoi dharma ke hani badahi asura adhama abhimani karahi aniti jai nahi barani सीदाहि विप्रा धेनु सुर धारणी तब तब प्रभु धारी विविध शरीरा करहि कृपा निधि सज्जन पीरा. So all these scriptures are a witness that Lord Krishna is the ultimate protector of this entire religion as well. And as well as talked in Kathopanishad, there is an Upanishad known as Kathopanishad. In that it is talked about religion. They have talked about. They say that dharma rakshati rakshitai. If you protect religion, religion will protect you. If you protect dharma, dharma in return will protect you. So we should be very conscious about protecting dharma as well. We should not be, dharma nirpeksh, we should not be secular, as we talk about. It's a very famous terminology that we use every now and then, thinking that we are very modern and we don't have to be very specific about this and that. We have to protect our dharma. And if you protect dharma, this is not what I'm saying. This is what scriptures are talking about. Even dharma would in return protect you. So now, moving ahead, Arjuna says that talking about all these characteristics of Krishna, at the end he says, Krishna, you are the personality of Godhead. You are the person who is actually God, Sarva Karan Karanam. And that's why everything emanates from you and everything gets dissolved in you. And that is that is Arjuna's opinion, he says. So with this, we come to a conclusion that whatever Lord Krishna has shown or whatever has been told to Arjuna by Krishna, he has 100% correctly understood. That's why this opinion, this inference, this conclusion comes out from Arjuna. So in nutshell, what we have to understand, right? I always say that Bhagavad Gita is fine in its own place, but at the end of the day, what we have to understand, right? At the end of the day, as even Arjuna says, we have to understand that we have to worship Krishna, we have to be with Krishna, and we have to die with Krishna. Whatever we do, we have to do with Krishna. Apart from that, nothing should be there in our life, and we should not do bhakti with casualty. Okay, we did 2 malas today, today, okay, tomorrow we'll start. We have to do bhakti with obsession, with not with excuse, with urgency. As Prabhupada said, we are in an urgent situation. When we would depart, we never know. So let's not take every day a casual day, but an urgency day where when we would depart, no one knows. And when that calling bell comes from Yamaraj, no one can stop us from going. So we should understand this concept, and if we have not started, we should start with an eagerness and with an urgency. And if we have started, we should take a step ahead and walk ahead and proceed in our lives with a step ahead in our bhakti life. So with that, I come to this conclusion of this chapter verse. And if any Prabhuji or Mataji has any question, we can take 1 or 2 questions and then we can conclude. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, any questions or anything?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. It was a lovely class.
Thank you, sir.